Thank you, and thank you for inviting me back here at this very important event. As has already been said, recent months have laid bare the Iranian authorities' continued use of extreme measure to silence dissent. Regime officials continue to use the death penalty as a tool of political repression to instill fear and preempt any revival of political protest. Indeed, Iran has been indicated is at the midst of an execution spree unparalleled. And simultaneously, Iranian authorities are escalating the decades-long campaign to erase evidence of past atrocities. And this is particularly important to the legal community. It is a strategy to eliminate physical traces of mass executions through the deliberate destruction of burial sites. We must be clear, these recent actions, the surge in executions and the demolition of mass graves, are two sides of the same legal coin. Both are aimed at entrenching impunity. By executing dissidents today in darkness and secrecy, and by eliminating evidence of yesterday's massacres, Iran's leaders seek to terrorize the population and shield themselves from accountability. Their message is that no dissent will be tolerated, and the truth about past atrocities will be literally buried. Their actions reflect a pattern of atrocity crimes committed in the flagrant violation of international law. These acts are not isolated abuses, but form a part of a sustained campaign that disregards fundamental human rights and humanitarian standards. Crimes against humanity, violations of the Geneva Conventions and human rights law, and genocide are all crimes being committed by Iranian authorities. Their ongoing violations reflect a systematic contempt for international legal order. During my last visit here in Paris, I spoke about the importance of universal jurisdiction in relation to Iranian atrocities. The principle of universal jurisdiction has emerged as a promising venue to bridge accountability gap for Iran's atrocities today. It is a well-established legal doctrine that certain crimes are so egregious, and these are the crimes being committed in Iran, that all states should assert jurisdiction to investigate and prosecute them, regardless of where the crime was committed or the nationality of the perpetrators or victims. Yes, there are limitations with universal jurisdiction, particularly regarding sitting heads of states, including the Troika, but it is an important component of international law. The Ahmed Nouri case in Sweden was the most significant use of universal jurisdiction regarding Iran. Yes, we understand what happened. It underscores both the potential and pitfalls of universal jurisdiction when Mr. Nouri was returned back through a prisoner swap. But we should not despair. We just simply must learn from this. The international community should continue to press for unconditional universal jurisdiction, irrespective of political considerations. The principle should be no safe haven anywhere for perpetrators of atrocity crimes. Using the Syrian model, war crimes through several European countries, atrocity crimes being committed in Iran, are quietly now being investigated. This I can assure you. And this is a critical movement towards continuing with the use of universal jurisdiction. In conclusion, the challenge before us is to ensure that there is accountability, not impunity, for the crimes being committed in Iran. The world's response today must be forceful and unequivocal. We must intensify our efforts on all fronts, urging the UN and its member states to pursue every accountability avenue, supporting victims in their quest for truth and justice, and pushing for coordination among jurisdictions to prepare cases against Iranian officials responsible for these egregious acts. It also means standing in solidarity with the Iranian people who have courageously demanded their rights. The fact that even behind walls, political prisoners are reaching out with their testimony tells us they have not given up on the idea of justice, nor should we. Legal practitioners, scholars, and human rights advocates have a duty to amplify those silenced voices through instruments of law. For our part, I am pleased to announce that the International Bar Association will be launching a program to highlight the atrocities being committed by the Iranian regime today, and we will stand forthwith to ensure that we speak out through the legal community to bring these atrocities and those that commit those to justice. The architects of Iran's atrocities should harbor no illusions that time is on their side. It is not. In honoring the memory of those who perished, from the mass graves of 1988 to the gallows of 2025, we affirm that their lives mattered and the law stands with them. We should not allow their stories to be bulldozed to oblivion. There will be a free Iran. And until that moment, the world is indeed watching. Evidence must be preserved, and the perpetrators of these crimes will be held accountable. Justice demands it. Thank you.